This video contains commentary. What's crackin', you little doodligans? Welcome back to Storytime with your favorite Reddit fairy. My name is Lorna, and today we're getting into some r/ChoosingBeggars, but we're gonna follow it up with some r/Reddit fairy subscriber submitted stories. We got I think we got Entitled Parents, some tales from maybe I don't remember exactly what I have, but there's 4 stories that were posted. I'm gonna get into all of those afterwards. I'd also like to apologize for my absence yesterday, and I'd especially want to apologize to Molly. I'm so sorry, Puddin'. But yeah, hopefully this video today will make up for it. Without further ado, smash that subscribe button, sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. I was asking for orders, but he asked for the money. Posted by user Michaela76. I'm a pixel artist, and my friend in the UK renders my drawings so we can make prints and stickers. I'm disabled and waiting to get on disability, so my art is my only income, and it's not much at all. Well, with recent layoffs, I posted photos of them in various Facebook groups with the following text. What's up, you guys? I've got friends in North Dakota who depend on tips to pay their bills, but all the restaurants are closed. So what I'm doing is selling prints of different Nintendo characters that I've drawn. $5 a character, and all the cash goes to people who are struggling during this time. Please share this so we can get our people taken care of. A few hours later, I get the following message from a guy in my hometown. Keep in mind, I haven't been home in 2 years, and he is older and on disability. Choosing beggar. I'm struggling. How much would you like to give me? $100 would be acceptable. Me. What? Choosing beggar. Your post said you're raising money for people who are struggling. Me. Well, yes. I'm taking orders for my products and giving the money to my friends. Choosing beggar. How much you want to give me? I'm sorry. I must have been unclear. I don't have any to give until I move product. Choosing beggar. Well, best wishes, kiddo. Like, dude, I was trying to raise money for people my age who are being affected by the current situation. Nobody bought any anyway, so I couldn't have given him any money even if I wanted to. So, it wasn't really a choosing beggar, just a beggar. That's kind of what the top comment says too, but yeah, this isn't really a choosing beggar. I mean, he wasn't a dick afterwards and been like, well, fuck you then, you piece of shit. He was just like, okay, well, good luck, best wishes, Not really a choosing beggar, just kind of a beggar, but anyway. It was a cute little story. But before I get into the next story, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications for future videos just like this one. And, maybe drop a like if you feel like it, It helps me out a little bit. All right, the next story is called The Day a Weed Guy Yelled and Called Me Enemy of the Country for Not Giving Him What He Wanted. Posted by user Luciera Elaine. Someone told me I should share this story. It really stuck with me for obvious reasons, and I thought it might be fun to tell. I apologize because it's a really long story, and for any grammatical mistakes, as English is not my first language. This happened near 2 years ago. To set the scene, until recently I used to work at a somehow exclusive coffee/ice cream shop, basically for the quality of the products and how expensive they are, but it's located in a really busy area near 2 bus stations, a school, and several offices. So, many people go there every day, and many of them complaining about the prices. Due to this, I had several encounters with entitled people and choosing beggars during my almost 4 years working there. Aside from ice cream and coffee, there are several pastries and salty things you can buy to eat while drinking coffee or juice, etc. And between the products, there's something here that in Chile is called, charaparita? I probably did not pronounce that correctly. Please let me know in the comments below how that's pronounced. I really appreciate it. It's similar to a burrito, but it's not made with a tortilla, and it's filled with sausage and cheese. The ones in my shop are really expensive, made with pizza dough and some tomato sauce. I know it's hard to pronounce, so I'll just call it a burrito from now on. Thank you so much. So me and one of my coworkers had a Sunday shift. There was a family of 5 in one of the tables. 2 teenage boys, a guy of around 20 or 25 years old, a sweet lady and her husband. Coworker and I were just chatting when this choosing beggar entered the shop. He was wearing a slightly discolored t-shirt and one of those reggae hats. People can dress however they want, and I didn't think much about it. Not the first person I saw here dressing like that. Besides, he seemed to be in a great mood. He was a little bit loud, but he started talking really happily with us, asking if we had a good day and generally being nice. Then he asked me what I could offer him from the display. I mentioned everything that was in there, and he told us that he wanted a burrito. As per policy, he had to pay first. Someone tried to scam us before, so I told him the price. His face immediately changed from that happy smile to a dead serious expression. Choosing beggar. What? That is the price, sir. I know it's a little bit expensive, but it has these ingredients and I can say for sure that it's really yummy. Choosing beggar. Oh, I get that. I was expecting you give it to me for free. You see, I'm really hungry. He's giving me the best smile he could. Now, I should explain that I have social anxiety, so I am terrible at confrontations. Still, I try to remain as calm as I could. My coworker was also shy, so I tried my best to keep my composure. Aside from that, I sometimes gave free food to some homeless people when I saw them. I paid for it with my money, but because of that, I just gave away some black coffee and something cheap from the display. And even though he had that attitude, I tried to avoid confrontation by buying him something else. Me. I'm sorry, sir, but I can't give you that for free. If you want, I could give you a donut or something else from the display. Choosing beggar. But I want a burrito. Coworker, with the sweetest voice she could. Sir, if we give something, it'll be discounted from our salary. There are cameras here. See? She pointed at the cameras. We can't just give away food. My coworker here offered you another option, meaning she'll pay for it for you. Choosing beggar looked visibly angry at this point. It was then when I smelled it. It was a distinct smell I got to know full well thanks to some classmates at university. It was the typical smell of weed. Oh no, I thought. The smell was strong. He didn't look high, but I just knew he meant trouble at this point. So I braced myself for the worst. Stop right there. I'm sorry, but somebody who smokes weed is not a horrible person. I would be more inclined not to trust somebody if they had alcohol on their breath because okay, I'm not going to get into this right. Let's just get back into the story. Let's just get into it. Okay. Choosing beggar. I don't care, he yelled. I want a burrito and I'm sure you can afford it. Me, now angry, in the most stern tone I could manage. I'm sorry, but all I can offer is a donut. If you don't want it, then leave. I don't get paid to give you anything for free. We are not a charity. I can swear my coworker's face went white. It's extremely hard to make me angry, so when my old boss or my coworker saw me angry, they knew the story was going to be good. Or, that's what old boss said. The family at the table were silent, listening to the whole thing while sipping coffee and eating, slowly. I honestly felt ashamed. I wanted to keep myself as a professional as I could, so to keep the good reputation of the shop, and I am still consistently worried of what other people think of me. So I was afraid of them thinking that the girl working there was aggressive or disrespectful or anything like that. But Choosing Beggar didn't let me have much time to think, as for the story gets really weird from this point. Choosing Beggar. It's because of people like you that the country doesn't progress. Me. What? I was honestly confused. Choosing beggar. You should think about the people to help this country. That attitude makes you look really bad, people. You are enemies of this country and its people. I was livid. The teens at the table started laughing, really low, but I could still hear them. My coworker and I looked at each other in disbelief. Choosing beggar continued. I'll make sure that everyone knows how bad people you are. You are enemies of this country. This can't continue like this. And he started walking towards the door. I mentally sighed, thinking that he'd finally leave. Boy, was I wrong. He seemed to realize there were other people in there, so he started yelling at them things like, "Can you believe this?" And then he left. He stayed outside, next to the door, just yelling at everyone that walked by how bad people we were, and how we were public enemies and such. I could see people just trying to avoid him the best they could. Just then, the sweet lady came near the register and asked us for the price of the burrito. I told her, "Sweet lady, don't worry.
I used to work retail when younger, and my daughter works in retail in another city. So I know how these people are.
My hands were shaking, and Sweet Lady made her best to reassure me that it was going to be okay, and she offered to buy the guy a burrito. Me, ma'am, it's okay. You don't need to. Sweet Lady.
Oh, it's nothing, really. I honestly just want him to shut up.
Husband from their table.
Yeah, we could smell it from here.
Everybody at the table laughed. So the lady opened the door and had to yell at the guy because he couldn't hear anything due to his own yelling. Sweet Lady.
Hey! Hey! Come here. I'll buy you your damn burrito.
Husband kept laughing. Choosing beggar while entering back into the shop.
You are such a good person. See? This is a good person. Not like those two who are evil and enemies.
Sweet Lady.
Just shut up or I won't buy you anything.
Choosing beggar.
Yes, ma'am.
So my coworker picked a burrito and placed it in the microwave to heat. Choosing beggar.
Yes, well heated. Make sure it's perfectly heated.
Sweet Lady.
I told you, shut up or I won't buy you anything. I'll tell the girl to stop heating and don't give you a damn thing.
Choosing beggar.
Yes, ma'am.
So the lady paid me and my coworker gave Choosing Beggar the burrito. He finally left while thanking the lady and kept saying that she was a good person and we were enemies and such. At least not yelling anymore. Everyone laughed, I drank some water, and calmed down. And the sweet lady gave us a generous extra tip for all we went through. She was a saint. Thank goodness I never saw that awful weed guy again. Edit. Because it seems like it can cause some misunderstanding. I have nothing against people who smoke weed. I had classmates and I even have friends who smoke and I don't have problems with that. It's even used for medical purposes. I just know from experience that when someone gets really stoned, people might do things because they just don't listen to reason when they have an idea. Like I mentioned in comments, someone even broke a door. And I was afraid he might get aggressive due to his demands. I was right in that regard. So, no. Smelling like weed doesn't mean someone is problematic. I'm sorry if I didn't express myself correctly. Okay, so I'm glad that they cleared that up because that was kind of making me rage for a second because I shouldn't even say that. I mean, I wasn't raging. It didn't make me rage. But like, it kind of irritated me slightly, People that smoke weed, we don't really get aggression issues. We kind of chill back and, enjoy things. Is all I'm saying. This guy, if he's already prone to aggression, I'm pretty sure the weed has nothing to do with it at all whatsoever. Yeah, he's fighting against that. That's for sure. Something else is in his system counteracting the effects, I think. But, maybe he should take some of that weed and go around the corner and sell it so he has money to buy food. Just saying. All right, my dudes, I've got one more Choosing Beggar story for you today, and this one is called He Asked Me Twice for Change with the Same Story, posted by user W. Warall. I used to take the bus every day to and from school. I saw/met many characters during that time. One day, I was sitting, waiting for my bus, when Choosing Beggar sat down next to me. Choosing Beggar. Hey, do you have a second? Me. Sure? Choosing Beggar. I feel really embarrassed to ask this, but I'm trying to get home for my kid's birthday today. I had bought a ticket and must have dropped it or something. But because I can't find it anywhere, I was just hoping you might be able to help me out so I can get home. I legitimately felt sorry for this guy. He was really selling it. I pulled out my wallet. I don't carry much cash usually, though, unfortunately. Me. I have $5. That's all I have on me, but you're welcome to it. I pulled out the $5 bill to hand it to him. He just looked at it. Choosing Beggar. The bus back home is actually $25. Do you have anything more? Me. Sorry. Unfortunately, this is all I have. Choosing Beggar. How am I supposed to get home? My kid is expecting me today. He is gonna be so disappointed if I'm not there. Maybe you could go to the ATM or something? I was almost in tears. I felt so bad for this guy and his kid. Me. I'm so sorry. This is all I have, I swear. Choosing beggar. Well, thanks, I guess. Maybe I can get the rest from someone else. Hopefully someone else is a little bit more generous. He took the $5 and went off to talk to someone else. My bus had just arrived, so I boarded, still feeling bad. Cut to 1 week later. I was waiting for the bus once again when I saw Choosing Beggar walk towards me. I was just about to ask him if he was able to make it home last week when he just sat down next to me. Choosing Beggar. Hey, do you have a second? Maybe he didn't recognize me. Me. Hey, yeah, sure. How? I was about to ask him again when he cut me off. Choosing Beggar. I feel really embarrassed to ask this, but I'm trying to get home. I'd bought a ticket and must have dropped it or something because I can't find it anywhere. I was just hoping you might be able to help me out so I can get home. That's when I realized that I've been duped. I stood up and yelled at him. What? You tried this exact thing with me last week. I gave you all the money I had from my wallet. You even made me feel bad because I didn't have enough to fully help you. Either this is just bullshit or you are the dumbest person in the world to lose your ticket twice in a row. My yelling had gotten the attention of security. I explained to them what had happened, and they asked Choosing Beggar to leave as he clearly had not bought a ticket. I never saw him again, so I assume he just changed the time that he tried to pull his Choosing Beggar bullshit. I don't feel bad that I couldn't help him anymore. I wouldn't either. Fuck that dude. Seriously. I'm pretty sure, yeah, you definitely caught him in a lie. There's no way that happened to him twice. You lose your bus ticket. And he must have been called on it before because you notice how the second time he told that story, he dropped the kid out of it? No thing about the kid expecting him, nothing. It's just, I'm trying to get home and I lost my ticket. So this guy's probably been called on it numerous times. That's just my little assumption, my little puddins. Alright, my dudes, that's all I've got for you for the r/ChoosingBeggars subreddit. Now we're going to get into some r/Reddit fairy posts. This one is an entitled parent story, and this one is called Entitled Mother Calls Me Racist Because I Can't Understand Her Son. Posted by user Seraphine1. I work for a major retail chain store where you get more for your dollar. Today, a customer comes in with her son. They do their shopping and come to me to check out. The little boy looked like he was 5 years old or younger, says something to me very quietly, but he wasn't enunciating very well and I didn't understand what he said. I smiled and said, I'm sorry, sweetie, I don't understand. Little boy,
What is your bill for today?
he said again, slurred together very quietly. Me, what is our bill for today? Repeating back what I heard to make sure that's what he was saying. This is when entitled parents stepped in. Entitled parent.
He said, what a beautiful day to you, but you're so racist you can't understand him.
Now to explain the situation, I am a Caucasian woman and this woman and her son are African American. But the color of our skin doesn't play any part on how well my ears work or how quiet her son was speaking last I knew. Me. Ma'am, I am not racist. I just couldn't hear. Entitled mother. Oh, you white people in here don't take the time to understand how other people speak. All of you are racist, she says, interrupting me. At this point, I just finished the transaction as quickly as I can so this entitled mother could leave. As soon as she realized no one was watching her tantrum, she left. I was shaking because I hate confrontation like that and I actually love all races. It's not what you look like, but how you act that should change people's opinions about you. Exactly. I don't care what color of your skin is. Be a good person, I'll treat you like a good person. That's do good, be good, see good, and it's all good. You know? Oh my god, I'm sorry that happened to you. I mean, I get it. Racism is a real thing right now. It's totally a real thing, and I hate that it is. I totally hate that it is, but you should definitely call people out for acting like that. But why do people have to throw the race card in when it's clearly nothing to do about race? Like, wasn't even that bad of a situation. It's not like she was completely ignoring the kid. She was trying to hear what he said. Oh my god. Okay. I'm sorry you had to go through that. All right, let's get into the next story. I think it's also another one from Seraphine 1. Yes, it is. This one is called School Bus Driver Gets Revenge, and it's a petty revenge story. This was years ago, but I was a school bus driver with a really rowdy group of middle and high school children. Every day, these kids would pull the emergency exit handles, which would cause the alarms to go off and force me to pull over. Then I would have to get up and check every single alarm handle until the alarm shut off. Problem was, I couldn't catch who was doing it. Even finding kids at the seat with the alarm, I wouldn't know which one it was, and none of them would confess or rat their friends out. This went on for a while, where I would make kids in the seats with the alarms going off all sit up front for a week as punishment. But the alarms kept going off. Then one day I had an idea. Before my route, I took Vaseline and wiped huge globs under the handle, just out of eyesight, under each and every alarm handle. So you couldn't see the massive amounts of mucus-like substance, but if you touched it, when you tried pulling it, you would feel it. Trap was set, but it was hot that day, so the viscosity of the Vaseline was much more mucus-like than I could have hoped for. The kids all piled onto the bus. Down the road we went, when all of a sudden, I hear a girl scream as the alarm goes off.
Oh my god, what is this? Ew!
I smiled, pulled the bus over, got up from my seat, and walked up to her and said, "Gotcha." She kept screaming, wanting to know what the snot-like substance was. I had her suspended from the bus for 2 weeks, and then the rest of the year she had to go sit up front. For the rest of the year, not once was the emergency alarm ever pulled again. I guess they were afraid of xenomorph mucus. Oh, that's so gross. That would totally work for me. Like, if I was that little shithead kid. I was never that little shithead kid. I was a shithead, but not like that. Yeah, I've got like an aversion to spit and mucus and snot and all that stuff. If I see it, my stomach is coming out of my throat. Like, that's all I'm saying. So yeah, that definitely would have worked on me as a teenager. Oh God. You know what? And that brings me to a story. Sit down, my little fairylings. I've got a story for y'all. No, not really a story, just a quick one. When I was in high school, I'm sure it's no secret that I was bullied a lot, my dudes. But this one high school in particular, somebody thought it would be fucking hilarious to hork a giant loogie on the back of my locker. So when I go to open it, I got this loogie all over my hand, my dudes. It was so disgusting. Oh, that was fucking gross. What is wrong with people? Bullies will never go away, unfortunately. It's an unfortunate part of the world that I wish would just go away, but it's not. But at least this school bus driver got her revenge. That's good. It's good, my dudes. We got another. Oh my God! We got a Seraphine 1 triple play today, my dudes. What is this one? This one is Tales from Tech Support or Stories from Customer Service. All right, so this one is called Customer Calls Saying a Demon Possessed Her Phone. I used to work for a mobile phone company many years ago, 2001. One day at work, I get this call that I'll never forget. Me. Thank you for calling company. My name is Sarah. How can I help you? In a really thick Southern Alabama-like accent, almost screaming, customer says, "A demon has possessed my phone!" Me. I'm sorry, ma'am. Can you repeat that? Customer. "A demon has possessed my phone!" At this company, we were required to repeat back what the customer says to make sure we heard them correctly. Me. "A demon has possessed your phone?" Customer. "Yes, a demon has possessed my phone!" Now, I'm rather baffled at this point because she doesn't sound like she's being funny, but at the same time, I'm trying not to laugh. Me. "All right, ma'am, can you tell me why you think your phone is possessed by a demon?" Now my boss and several coworkers who are all in cubicles just feet away have heard me and are starting to lean towards my cubicle to listen in. Customer. "It's walking across the table!" It took a second, but I realized her phone is on silent. It's vibrating, moving around because someone is calling her. While trying as hard as I can not to laugh, I tell the customer, "Ma'am, the reason it's walking across the table." I pause because I'm really trying to be respectful, but to my coworkers it sounds like I paused for dramatic effect. Is because your phone has a feature to vibrate if you turn the ringer or the ringtone off. This silent mode then vibrates if someone is calling you. My coworkers will laugh, but fortunately I was able to mute the microphone fast enough so the customer wouldn't get upset. Despite explaining to the customer that her phone wasn't possessed by a demon, and its animated antics were just a feature of the phone, it still took another 30 minutes explaining this multiple times before she truly understood. I love that call center because as weird as this call was, it was just one of the many weird calls that I and the coworkers on my team took in the few years that I worked there. Oh my god, that's so funny. I totally believe that this happened too. I don't know how to talk today, but yeah, I totally believe this happened. There's so many weird calls that come in, and sometimes you gotta wonder, like, is this person pranking me? Like, are they legit pranking me? Until you send a tech there, and no, they are not pranking. Like, there's like one of those cable boxes outside is completely like filled with snakes, like something like that. Like, holy shit, no. I wouldn't want to deal with that. And I don't like snakes. I mean, they're pretty from far away. Just please don't bring them anywhere near me. No, thank you. All right, my dudes, I got one more story for you, and this one is called "My House in the Woods," posted by user Zera_Stardust. Hey Lorna, I'll understand if you don't think this story is interesting enough to put in a video, but you are always asking for subscriber stories, and of course I am going to put it in a video for one of my longest listeners. With the housing market the way that it is, I feel fortunate to have avoided dealing with it. Though in serious need of some maintenance, my house is quite livable and the surrounding area is beautiful. I inherited this house from Grandma, but it's not quite as simple as that. Grandma was living alone since Grandpa died when I was very little. Her health was starting to fail, and she needed someone to help take care of her. We couldn't afford a live-in nurse, and she understandably refused to be put in a nursing home. I moved in with her shortly after graduating from high school. We mostly got along fine, just visiting. But living together was a different story. If I didn't do something the way she would, then I was doing it wrong. I wasn't allowed to be barefoot anywhere other than my bedroom and the bathroom. Grandma, being highly religious, insisted that while in her house, I, an atheist, pray before each meal. She also did not approve of me spending so much time playing video games, but had she tried to ban video games, I would not have agreed to move in with her. Grandma died a little more than 2 years after I moved in, and while I was sad, I'm sort of ashamed to admit that part of me was happy when it happened. Grandma didn't leave a will, so Mom automatically got everything. Mom signed over the house to me because I was already living there, and she thought I deserved it for taking care of Grandma. I hold no ill feelings towards Grandma nor her memory. She had her flaws, but she was a product of her time. And I know the new living arrangement wasn't easy for her either. I should probably think of a good closing line, but since I'm really bad at writing, I think I'll just end it here without even completing this set. I like you. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear about your grandma. I get it. Like, I have a kind of a relationship like that with my grandma, my father's mother. I mean, she was a nice lady, but she was very religious, and I felt like everything that I said was going to be judged in a religious way. So I didn't know how to talk to her, you know what I'm saying? So, and she passed away before I could ever really get the chance to have an actual conversation with her. Like I said, nothing against her. It's just, I just don't know how to talk to people who are very, very religious. You know what I'm saying? There's like a wall that you can't see between you, that you just can't peek over anything. It's, I get it. That's all I'm saying. I get it, my dude. All right, my dudes, that's all the stories I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like it, maybe consider smashing that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on all notifications for future videos just like this one. As always, the links to these stories will be in the description below, so head on over to Reddit and show those posters some love with some upvotes. You know they deserve it. And guess what, my dudes? Over the weekend, the channel reached 1,000 subscribers! Oh, yes! So thank you so much for your support. I thought, honestly, I didn't think I was going to see that until sometime this week. And it happened literally on Friday. So thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate you all very much. I'm working very, very hard on a subscriber appreciation episode. It might be a 1, 2, or maybe 3-parter. So forgive me if it doesn't come out this weekend, but I'm working on it. I promise you, it's being worked on. It's a lot of content. All right, my dudes, you guys have a fan-fucking-tabulous day, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace out, my dudes.